Hey everybody, this is Peter Palmiotti of Making Comics and Art, episode 197. Geez, 197. So that means episode 200 is around the corner, and I'm going to do a Pimp Your Comic episode for episode 200. Um, Unfortunately, it will be the the basic StreamYard because that runs out today. I guess. I think. How is everybody doing? I'm trying just to get back into. Can't hear everywhere. Just get back into daily rhythm of everything. But before I say anything else, I have a fundraiser on Facebook happening. There's 10 days left on that. That's to get all the stray kitties on my block in my immediate neighborhood fixed. And I've had 4 or 5 people, I forget how many it is, pledge to it. So it's 135, I believe. I made the goal 600 just, because depending on how many strays there are here and how much it's going to cost, I think previously the vet charged 125 a cat to be fixed. But there might be a cheaper option in town. Well, we have a vet in town. We have also another vet we go to that's just outside of town. And there might be a cheaper version a cheaper priced, but we'll see. Essentially, I'm going to start inquiring once I get the funds. Now, anybody who hasn't done a fundraiser on Facebook, I haven't gotten the money yet. I expect it should be showing up soon. It goes through Stripe and then it goes into my account. And it should be 5 business days. It should be showing up this week. But as soon as it starts, I'll let you know, and I'll give this shelter a call in town and see if they have a cheaper price for spay and neuter cats, because the vet charges a lot. So we'll see. And yeah, just off the top of my head, because all the cats, don't show up every day. There's definitely 9 that I've seen recently. And there's a bunch more that show up randomly. It's like 9 kind of sort of relatively regulars. you know. But I think if we get if we get let's see, alpha, um, the black cat with a stubby head, tails, stubs, and Redzy, the red cat. If we get them fixed, I think that will calm down the situation around here, which gets out of hand every once in a while. It's not every day, it's not every night. It's usually at night that I see a lot more of them. And I'm going to try to also get pictures of a batch of them. So I wasn't sure, but I messaged Alison earlier, and I don't think she's going to be showing up. In case you're wondering, she should be here tomorrow. But yeah, so I think, you know, get a good amount to work with if I can get vouchers for cheaper spray and neuters. But if it's 125, then it looks like I can only do one. I really would like to get the regular cat, which is a Pudgy. Really would like to get him fixed. I think I heard a cat outside, as I do. Speaking of cats, the weather is man. Weather is not nearly as nice this week. It was practically gorgeous last week. But it will warm up again. Today is rainy and cold. Hope all of you are doing well. If you're watching this live now, watching this later, I am, of course, working on Wildcat. This is the Wildcat anthology story. And it's page 7 of 9. Getting closer and closer to the end. So yeah, I kind of didn't really do any setup to this video, to the stream thus far. That's okay. Let me see. Yeah, I'll do that when I get a chance. I also put out word that I wanted to get together with my virtual studio buddies. So today I was hanging out with Randy Bishop of Hawk of New York fame, and he saw Batman. I also saw Batman. I kind of like to see like those top movies before everybody I know sees them. So things aren't spoiled. And I must say, I really liked it. Robert Pattinson was awesome. What is it? Matt Reeves was the director did a really good job. And I only have one complaint. It's a minor thing. But there's a character that we've seen in almost every Batman iteration. I won't even have to say by name. That also shows up in this for like a second. And my only complaint is, if you really want this to stand out, use a different character. I heard it was already spoiled online, and depending on where you looked, but I won't say the character's name by name. But thought it was fantastic. Batman, Catwoman, man, Colin Farrell. Colin Farrell is awesome. He is a diverse, really good actor. My nose is whistling. But like he's wearing so much makeup and his voice is different. You wouldn't know it unless you knew it going in that it was him. It's crazy. Crazy, I tell you. Oh, yeah. But yeah, I'm just trying to get back into my rhythm. One of the things I will mention, I sort of posted on Facebook and Twitter that worked on my shelves the other day. Trying to get back into reading, something I've fallen out of the habit of. Reading is definitely a good habit to have. And so organized. So here I got 3 shelves, and one of them is 2/3 of books I've read, but the rest of it and the other shelves are books I have not read. So I read a couple of different things. I finally got to read Tragedy Issue 1, which I thought was pretty good. That's Philip Russert. I read 3 issues of The Flock. Definitely like sort of what he's going for. Kind of reminds me of Rocketeer a little bit. The sort of innocence of yesteryear. But there's no real heavy story to it. It's kind of just like one and done things. I feel like it's going to be leading somewhere, but 3 issues, it was 3 different happenings. And it's not, he's not a very experienced writer. And I did see like what he's planning to do next. Is volume 2? I'm not sure what that means though. Maybe he's changing direction. But you can tell he's a new comic book writer. Excuse me. And unfortunately, issue 1 opens up with there's a typo, and I was like, it wasn't making sense. I had to read it like 3 different times. I finally figured out, wait, he didn't name the character right, so like, obviously I'm not gonna know what's happening right off the bat. That there's a typo. The character's name was miscorrectly put as something else. And it's like, wait, there's 2 characters with the same name? No, it's just a typo. So that's kind of a bummer. Like I said, I read Tragedy. I know lots of people said they liked it online, and I thought it was a good first issue. Didn't blow me away. The art is amazing. Colin's really good. Character designs. But it seemed like a decent introduction to a character. Didn't go too deep. Not too heavy into what's happening at the moment. I expect issue 2 will get further into that, which I also have. I'll get to reading soon enough. There's so much tiny detail on this. I'm trying to make sense of it as I go. And so I almost feel compelled to ink all this with a technical pen because it's so tiny. Maybe I should blow it up a little. Welcome, everybody. Say hello. Oh, I see. I don't have the. I'll open that up. My little webcam program, so I can enlarge and whatnot. But yeah, I feel like lately I haven't been a little off step on having a regular schedule, so I'm trying to get back to into that. And not every stream is going to be a hit. It seems like the last few I attempted to do better shows. It's like less people saw those episodes. I will say, like, go back and watch Cody Hernandez. Okay, here we go. The program opened up, so I can turn off autofocus so that it's not giving me a problem at the moment. But I'm trying to do this. I have my camera just in it's not perfect place, but so you can see the detail a little better. get some ink. Dip it, dip it, dip. You dip it, dip it, dip. If you have a nip, you're using a nip or a quill, depending on what school of reference you use. Where was I? Okay. Yeah, the Cody was the last episode I did last week, and that was a good conversation. Him and his crew are really professional. Go look at the book. I read the first issue that he sent me, and actually, he sent me 3 issues, so I'll read the other 2 as well, because it was an introduction to the character in the world, but not necessarily where he's going to take things. So I'm curious. What was the other one? Tyler Carpenter. That's right. Tyler of Draw and Talk was on the channel last week, and Alison was here, and I was here. And we had a really good conversation with Tyler. You know, he's very candid and forward and didn't shy away from any questions we presented. You know, he's not doing Rembrandt level artistic endeavor, but I give him 100% credit for creating a book, and like, you know, like he has a kid, another on the way, and yet, you know, he plans to do 2, I forget how we put it, chapters of his book, or 2 books, plus like a one shot over the summer. And each of his books are 200 plus pages. So he's doing manga. So it's very manga style, you know, very fast and action packed and all that. Really respect that. You know, it's like that's not how I work, but half the time I'm cursing under my breath, wishing I was like that, wishing I was faster and not as fussy. And you know, I mean, I'm sure you know, like artists you follow and work you like is because they're doing things a certain way. So they're known for doing things a certain way, and you expect things a certain way. Anyway, I like his work, and you know, I can only imagine and notice for a fact that, like, you know, if he does 2 books like that a year, he'll only get better and better and really fast. Hey, EGB. He says, yeah, his output is quite impressive, and yeah, totally give him props for that. I wish I was that fast. I'd be done with so many things. But I'm fussy, I'm nitpicky, and I'm a stickler for detail. We each have our own things. But I know that, like, you know, he has that sort of family dad mindset um, that is part of it. You know, I have cats. I don't have kids, but it's different. But yeah, so I'd really like to pledge to his campaign if possible. Yeah, I think there's like maybe 12 days left. I'm not. I have to go check. I was looking at it the other day, and I'll have some money come in this week. So I'd love to grab up a copy. And he's a good kid. Yeah, it's like everybody's turning into a kid now. It's like we're getting close to their 60s, so everybody's a kid. Even though I'm still a kid inside. What else? Oh, yeah. So I decided, like, I'm not going to be fussy about setting up these streams off the bat and making everything pretty and doing a nice cover. And it's like, okay, I'll get to that when I get to that. I really want my work to be first priority. I really need to get a few things off my back and off my schedule. I really want to be focused to that degree. So something's got to give. So, you know, if the YouTube video is a little less fancy, so be it. You know, I'll get to it at some point. No problem. That is so confusing what I'm looking at. But I'm not gonna worry about it. So yeah, this is for Wildcat Anthology, which is coming out. Talked to Brian. He gave me a list of things that currently set up. The other teams' progress on their stuff. I think there's at least two of the 6 teams are done. Like I mentioned earlier, this is page 7 of 9. So my job is almost done. Then it's just a matter of Alison finishing lettering and gray tones. So she only needs the first 3 pages for the anthology page. Like, we're gonna show off samples of our project. Then we got to focus on some ads and the sort of promotional wing of what's next. But you know, it's like that's just a given. I try to promote everything I've worked on. Sometimes I do better than others. Who's that? Oh, okay, let's see. all of a sudden, like I'm looking at it and it's like, oh, it looks like Batman. No, Batman's not in my story. It's a werewolf. I got the Batman on the brain. So I don't have any guests lined up for this week, which to me makes this easier. So it's sort of just like a working vlog kind of thing. And yeah, the title is Breakthrough, and you know, there's a lot of things going on with my schedule and my life and whatnot. And I'm kind of waiting, hoping for a breakthrough. But the truth is, it's just you just gotta. Sometimes you just gotta keep pounding, keep working, and eventually you'll look up and realize that some work you've been working on for so long is finally coming to a close. Um, I can't wait to finish the inking of this project. But I got a couple of other things, including commission to get out. So, at some point I'll be focused on Designated, which has a deadline. Back on Retro, which to me is like that's what I want to make priority, but because you know nobody calls me or messages me weekly asking updates on Retro. So unfortunately, it's got to take a back seat at the moment, but we'll get back to it really soon. But yeah, it's like I feel like I'm spinning my wheels a little bit as far as these projects, and that's because my production hasn't been as good as I would like. Um, so I'm trying to change that this week. Just push forward, just get work done. Don't worry about anything else. There's always going to be world events and life happenings. Just push on, push on. Don't let things get you down. Don't get fired up about anything. Just be zen. Oh, I did watch well, it's not called Mandalorian. It's called the Book of Boba Fett. But I was like, I heard mixed things. Um, and I was thinking, like, Boba Fett is probably something I could miss. But I heard the last 3 episodes were Mandalorian. So I just sat down and watched 3 episodes of Mandalorian, and kind of didn't worry about the rest of it, and it worked very nicely, I must say. I heard heard some people I listen to occasionally talking about like the whole Boba Fett season and their take on it. And it's like, Boba Fett was a good character in the movie where he was in it for what, 10 minutes? So really had no real great love of the character. So it was like, yeah, I don't have to watch every single thing. And I like what they're doing with Mandalorian. That's pretty much it at the moment. They might spark my interest with another show or two, but nothing so far. You know, to me, there's too much Star Wars stuff and not enough quality. It's just the way it goes. So you see that? Yeah, I'll go even larger. Let's see if I can move that over a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. All right. That's a big thing. You can get it. So like this little bit is confusing. It's basically it's Wildcat sort of laying on the ground. What actually happens? I guess this is what after he was bit and he's unconscious now. I'm not sure. I read the story, but it's been a while. Face Storm, Flay Storm, or otherwise known as Lucifer Storm, is the writer. He is the writer. What did I want to do? Do I want to bother? A little bit. Okay. Get a little scratch here with this down here. A little bit. Not much. Mostly I just have to fill in some blacks. Everything red is black. It's going to be a black book. Also try not to do too much in the area where there's wet ink. Don't want to be smudging. So yeah, because my production isn't of the level I would like it. Because there's more things going on in my life, and with these outdoor cats and my cats, and some things happening with my friends, and it's like definitely feel more distracted of late, not on top of things. So pushing a little harder, pushing back a little harder to get more done. So that means me streaming here more and me really not having much to say. Might be a thing. That's why it's great to have a co-host to fill in the blanks. But she's not here today, so you got me. The goal is to really get a lot more done this year, and definitely going into next year, I'll be a lot more focused and a lot more on point, and possibly not working for somebody. um, if I could, even for a little while, if I can just focus on my own projects alone, and for those to bring in decent money to live off of, then I'll do that for a little bit, and make some real progress on the books I want to be doing. But it's like Tyler's done that. Like, he put out Demons. He put out a couple other books before his current one, which is The Girl with the Mega Fists. And having that backlog of books gives him always something to sell. So I hope to get a dozen books out this year. Not everything, I'll be self-publishing, but everything will, one way or another, bring me in money. I look forward to the day where I can relax again. That will come before next year, but currently it's getting rid of a lot of little things while making progress on the graphic novel I'm working on. Once I get that baby done, that will be huge. The graphic novel and retro. Once I handle those two things this year, then I'll be in great shape. Oh, so the sort of the white cat with gray stripes, the snow bangle. If you watched the Facebook video I made recently, I uploaded. It was a video. I caught 4 of the strays that show up here, and the white cat, the snow bangle, is I wound up calling him Stanley. And somebody thought I meant Stanley, and I was like, oh, okay, well, let's go with that. Stanley, super sweet cat, was apparently in a fight, more than likely with a stray dog. Is going to unfortunately lose his one of his back legs, which I've seen. I had a 3-legged dog at one point. He wasn't born that way. He was hit by a car, and lost the ability to use his back leg. But he ran faster afterwards, man. The dog was Lucky. I named him Lucky when I got him, but yeah, he was also lucky that he survived being hit by a car. he was unlucky that he lost his leg, ability to use his leg, but he didn't seem phased at all by it. He ran faster, and yeah, he he survived that. He was, unfortunately, finally taken down because he had cancer, which was totally heartbreaking. I was just a young kid, maybe early teens, maybe younger, probably younger. And he was. I've had small pets and whatnot, but he was my first. I would say first and only dog. That would I consider mine. He was a good boy. At that point, when he was hit by a car, and then later when he got cancer, he was in my oldest brother's care. So that's Victor. Most people don't know Victor. That know me and Jimmy. But Victor's my oldest brother, and the dog at home was too much for my mom, so she gave it to Victor. At least Victor stopped by a lot, so I could see Lucky, take Lucky for a walk. He's a Labrador mix. Super, super sweet. But, it's like all animals are sweet, right? Except for the ones that aren't. And I've yet to own anything that isn't. It's like the closest thing is like Clea. She's tends to growl around others mostly, but she's sweet to me, and she's playful with them too when she's outside, and definitely in the mood. What was I doing? Oh, I was the outside of my apartment is sort of a vortex, and we have a bunch of trees around here, and tends to like the wind really picks up at times on certain days. And they haven't really cared about cleaning up, like outside the apartment that much this year. They sort of let the landscaping go, I guess, because of COVID and all that. They weren't here as often as well. But anywho, we had a lot more leaves out there, and I was like, finally, screw it. It's like I picked up a bunch of kitchen garbage bags, as I do anyway. And I was like, I have enough bags. I can collect some leaves, at least my front lawn ish, and a little bit extra. So I was doing that, and my cats were outside, and they were lounging around and playing, and I was throwing leaves at them as you do. And Clea really just started going nuts and playing with the others, hiding and attacking. So she gets in her friendly moods. She's a sweetie in her own way. If you tell me otherwise, I'll conk you on the head. Is what I'll do. It's funny. I didn't, it's like when I make red line of things, I don't always notice what's on the page beforehand, and some things show up. So you can't really see. It's a little blurred, but it says Wildcat really tiny there. And it's begins to say CB Smallwood, which is the creator's name. I didn't notice it in the pencils or in the file. It's no big deal. It will drop out. It's red. So there's like, I only noticed it after the fact. But that's how it goes sometimes. So I've been going 40 minutes. I might try to go a little longer today. I think I had three. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3 cats here inside. Currently, they're sleeping. So as long as they leave me alone, I'll try to go a little more. But yeah, it's like breakthrough is sort of what I'm waiting for. It's like we get to a point in a project where you feel like you're finally getting somewhere. Like I was hanging out with Randy Bishop, creator of Hulk of New York, and we were kind of talking about this point, like for him, it's really getting a little more than halfway through on something on his project before he feels like he's making any progress. EJB says those Wildcat pages look good, and there's a bit of grit and roughness in the art and seems fitting for the story. Yes, definitely agree. Yeah, it's like I'm not trying to slick it up or anything. I'm just trying to make it make a little bit more sense, technically speaking, when I go in and ink. And really, I am keeping true to this is Abel Parsons on pencils. Keeping true to what he has. If it is not making enough sense, then I might tweak it a little bit. But I believe for the most part, he does a pretty good job of conveying certain things in the artwork that I don't have to do much. Some of the pages, I'm trying not to get ink on myself. Some of the pages are a little looser, so I have to go in and add some detail, but for the most part, and I really like his work, and I want to, we attempted to do a story once previously, which I'll eventually get back to at some point. Sort of just like a cyberpunk one shot. If he wants to collab again, I'll definitely pass it through him first. But you know, he's a working man. He's a family man. You know, I haven't seen him post a lot of artwork lately. I know that his calendar is full. I know what I want to do. Separation. Right. Then once Alison gets in with the lettering and the gray tones, it will hopefully look a lot clearer and make more sense. That's the objective with adding gray tones, you know, not to overdo it, but to just separate things better. All right. I saw this little bit, and this is like one, you know, his elbow popping into the next, well, into panel 3. And I want to make sure it's separated better. Hey, Bellline Press. Hello. Red ink, nice. No, it's it's instead of printing out blue line, I print out red line because the blue on my printer isn't working. I think it's clogged, and I did the maintenance through the machine. I might have to either do it manually myself if I could figure it out without destroying it. And it costs a pretty penny, so I don't want to destroy it or have to send it into the shop or bring it into the shop. But anyway, so red line instead of blue line. But thanks for coming and hang out. Then we have Hex Allen. That looks awesome. And he says, very cool or hot. And Lando's, are you not going to color retro issue 1? I am. Did I say I wasn't? That's part of the plan. I'm trying to dig through a lot of random miscellaneous things before. I really want to focus on it a lot more than I'm able to right now because I got this, you know, like I got this project, I got covers, I got another anthology story to ink, I got some commission work, and there's other stuff on top of all that. I want to clear all that away before I start coloring retro if possible. So I can focus on retro and designated mostly. So I do I do have to start worrying about pulling in some decent money at that point too. Something sticky. I think it's the ink, which means I don't want to work on the bottom of it right now. But yeah, I'll get there, Landon. I'll get there. You know, I wish I could just work on retro alone, but it's just the way everything's developed and happened. my schedule really exploded, and I'm only now getting to a point where I'm able to breathe a little, and do some. I still do have some hardcore deadlines to get through. But such is life as a freelancer. So yeah, if this is episode 197, 890, so that means Thursday will be episode 200. I'm going to do a Pimp Your Comic episode, which I'll go longer with, meaning at least 2 hours, maybe more, depending on, if we get people showing up and whatnot. But everybody will be invited to come on, promote their comic, if they're crowdfunding, share out the link, all that jazz. So definitely encourage you and everybody watching now, and everybody catches this later, to make sure to come by Thursday so I can promote their own independent comic. I figured that's the least I could do for 200 episodes of Making Comics on Art. Something a little more fun, a little more special. And hopefully Alison will be able to join us. Dun, dun, dun. But if you're watching this right now and you want to say something about your book you're working on, feel free as well. You just can't drop links unless you're a moderator. And I forget if anybody here is a moderator. I know I let I made like a dozen people moderator, but it's been so long I forget who is what. So you could say, "Hey, pick up Smokes the Fox, now live on Indiegogo," which you should, because I have a pinup in that I must say looks gorgeous. So it's worth it, worth the price of admission just for that. Just asked Belmont, aka Justin, or Justine if I'm typing fast. Because I tend to type fast sometimes, and things come out wrong. I think I called him Justine like 3 times one day. He's like, "Why is he calling me Justine?" It wasn't the intention. I was typing fast. I was adding an E. So I got what is it? Amazon Music for like free for 3 months. So I think it ends at the end of January, the end of April. So I've been listening to a lot more music lately, and I'm not sure if they have everything on there. But it's like everything I thought to type in shows up, and they throw you all these recommended things to listen to or similar things to listen to. And I wasn't, been trying to find a lot of music I grew up on. Um, and it's like for free, it's definitely worth it. I'll definitely be into paying for it uh, because I love listening to really good music while I work when I'm not talking to myself. Yeah, I'm talking to you, but it's like might as well just be talking to myself. um, I need a wrench, Peter. Okay, Belmont. For some reason, I thought you might have one with. I'll make sure you have one. I have to go on to my YouTube page to do that, which I can't do when I'm live, so I'll have to do that after the fact. But I will make sure you have one. So then you'll have to show up more and throw links out, not only for your own book, but promote everybody's books. You got to be wrench worthy. It's like Seinfeld, sponge worthy. So you were saying you're like 15 link master. You're 15 away from reaching your goal on Indiegogo, which it's been a long time coming, but you're getting closer every day. It definitely wasn't an easy thing for you, but once you, I know, like once you get funded and then deliver the book to everybody, that your next project will probably be easier. Bum, ba-da, bum. Hey, here's a question. If I throw the link into the chat, would anybody want to come on for a couple of minutes? That will definitely encourage me to go just a tad longer. Typically, it would be me and Alison chatting back and forth, but she couldn't make it today. If somebody says yes, then I might be inclined to go a little longer. If nobody can do it, then I might wrap it up soon. So, TikTok, what's it going to be? At work now, can't. All right, this is for Hex Allen or EJB or Belmont. Who can make it? Anyone? Anyone? Oh, I hear meow meow outside. it's one of the cats that every few steps she's pretty much going meow. She go meow 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 while walking down our block. She's super sweet, and as are most of them. But also very, very pretty. I'll jump on if you want. Okay, cool, man. Let me throw you a link. I'm just putting it right in the chat. Be there 1 second. There you go. Jump on in. Yeah, so that's why I came up with a very clever name of Meow Meow for her. Because I could always tell she's in the neighborhood when I hear meow, meow, meow. So I'm not sure how long it's going to take him to get set up and jump in, but I assume he'll be here in a moment, momentarily.
Hey, Peter.
Hello, hello.
There was like a big lag.
Is there? It's probably my stupid internet.
I said, hey, Peter, then about 6 seconds later, I heard me say it.
Oh. Well, just bear with it. It is what it is. So how's it going?
All right. Just setting up some streams for this month. Trying to get
Yeah,
on as many as I can.
Yeah, definitely. Anything you want to promote?
I just got smokes right now on Indiegogo. There's a few days left. We're about $1,500 short of our funding goal. We're getting closer. I think Mike Barron's going to be on Comic Gate Kings tonight. So if they mention my campaign again, I should be able to get a little boost right there.
Yeah. He should. He's a writer. He should promote his own book.
That artwork you're working on looks like reminds me of David Lapham, like Stray Bullet stuff.
Yeah,
For some
a little
reason.
bit. I was a fan of that. He does good work. Well, I worked up at that's right, Defiant, briefly. Like I would go in the evenings. I was helping one of the anchors. And David was doing a book for them. You know, back when.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. I actually have a piece. I have a Smokes the Fox piece inked by him. Believe it or not. A long time ago.
Is it nice?
Like when I was 15 years old, I walked up to his table with it and like I had it all penciled and I asked him if he'd ink it. And he just inked this headshot for me. I try to get a hold of him so I can include it in my book, but he never responds, so I don't know. I guess he doesn't want it in there. I don't know.
Well, you know, some people are hard to get a hold of. I don't know how, you know, it's like I never spoke to him.
I got a couple commissions from him recently, like a couple years ago. Once in a
Oh,
while,
yeah.
he'll offer like a commission, a full figure. I got Punisher piece from him.
Nice. Very cool, very cool.
I actually like that red. It looks cool. He just
Yeah,
ran out of blue, and
yeah,
that's
well,
no reason.
I'll show you. Let's see. So it's like all the pages are like that. This this is my favorite. Like this in red looks amazing with the black lines and stuff,
Hmm.
but unfortunately it'll just be black and white. So, you know, like Allison's probably going to throw just great gray tones in it somehow, somewhere. But is what it is, you know. I I was thinking what we should do is a stretch goal where, you know, we go from doing a black and white book to doing black, white, and red. But, you know, if you use red, it's just as much as, you know, a color book. So we'll see.
How many more pages you got left to finish?
Just this one and two more. So I'll finish it this week.
Then you can get back to working on your own stuff.
I got a couple of covers. Oh, I got 3 covers. That's right, because I got a pencil and ink one as well. I got a commission. You know, I think this week is going to be me finishing a lot of things that aren't retro or the graphic novel. uh, so then I can focus on those entirely. I've just been all over the place lately, which is good.
Hopefully you can get to the mailbox sometime soon.
The mailbox. What's happening at the mailbox?
You can ship my piece, man.
Oh, you know what? I do have to do that.
Well, when you got a bunch of other stuff you need to mail out, just like do like a run.
Yeah, I got to do that. Possibly this week. Yeah, I'll get paid and do a mass mailing. Yeah, I got other artwork and sketches and things to mail out too. Yeah, it's like I try not to go often. So
Yeah, I don't like
pile
going
up.
to the post office myself. No.
Yeah, last time I almost got attacked by a duck. No, it was a chicken. It was a chicken.
Chicken? Where the hell do you live?
On the
Chicken.
side of I don't know who's taking care of them or anything, but on the side of the building of the post office, there was and this was during the summer. I'm not sure where they are now, but there was a couple of chickens hanging out, and I was asking my friend, "Is this normal? Do they hang out here? Is this a chicken gang? What's going on?"
I saw chickens hanging out when I was like in the Virgin Islands, but I never heard of that in the States. I should live in some rural neighborhood or area or something.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know, it's like this is pretty much country compared to you know, where I'm from, New York. But you know, there's like 10,000 people, maybe 11,000 or something in this town. It's not country, but I mean, you know, occasionally there's chickens or something around.
Well, we got raccoons in our neighborhood. That's about it.
Yeah. Yeah, a friend of mine was feeding raccoons. Like she'll put some food out for cats on her porch, and some like a mom and baby raccoon showed up.
This
Little
summer there
thief.
was like this crazy noise coming outside my my place, and it sounded like someone was getting murdered, but it was just a weird, strange sound. But it ended up being a raccoon.
Really?
I don't know. Yeah, for like 2 nights in a row I heard it, then I finally saw what was making the noise, and it was a raccoon. It was just like it was so creepy, man. I thought it was like someone was, pulling a prank on me or something. I don't know. That shit was creepy, man. Then I saw it was just a big raccoon climbing up a tree, fighting with another one or
Right.
something. Domestic dispute, I guess.
Oh, if you drop the link into the private chat here in StreamYard, I could put it into the
Oh, cool.
online chat, so people can go check out Smokes and
Yeah, I'm
Weaponized
one backer
Werewolf.
away from hitting 3,500, and then I'll be $1,500 away from my funding goal. So I'm really close.
Yeah. And how many days exactly now you got left?
There's 3 days left of the first leg.
Ah, okay. I didn't know it was that close.
Yeah, time flies by, I guess.
I try to stay offline for the most part over the weekend. Take a little much needed break and whatnot.
No, I've been everywhere. I've been jumping on all these shows, getting in the chats or as a guest. So doing the best I can. Any stream that'll have me, I'll get on, and it doesn't matter the size, you know.
Right.
Well, as long as it got more than me, I only got like 20 something. I just started
I
collecting
got more than
subs.
yeah.
I figure when I get a certain amount, then I can like start streaming and do like a stream once in a while. It won't be like probably a daily thing or anything, but maybe just once in a
Right.
while.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, you don't have to be as
Like a
crazy as a lot
special.
of us. Yeah. Oh, what's the story with is who you were talking about earlier in our Genesis crew chat? That umbrella guy, is that the husband of Arlola?
Yes.
Oh, I hope she's doing
Yeah, that's
okay.
her husband, and I saw that when I was scrolling on my feed. I saw that Lola went to the hospital today for some pains or something. So I hope she's all right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, putting out the good vibes.
And we just did like another after school special. I don't know if you saw that one.
No, how'd that one go?
It was pretty good. We watched a film with Rob Lowe in it from the 80s. Just made fun of it, you know, like usual.
Right. Hey, this is Smokes in the chat. That's the link. Go check it out, share it out, tell your friends, tell your mom. You know. It's like nowadays, like moms and dads do like read comics and stuff, you know.
Still got that cat situation over there?
Yeah, I
Stray?
got yeah, there's a lot of strays here. There's like a dozen, there's more that show up randomly. It's like it's not like a dozen cats here every day, but I see them at least weekly. There's a couple that I see often, but it's like when they show up all together, it's like becomes insane. I will say, like, I do have a new neighbor that him and his girlfriend were totally cat people, but just over the weekend they got a dog, so that might alleviate some catness around here, because they were feeding the cats and I was feeding the cats, and it's like I think all the cats converged. So Now that they
Yeah,
have a
once
dog,
one knows about it, they're gonna tell their friends. Hey,
yeah.
Peter's offering free food over here.
Yeah. They show up all hours, and you know, mostly it's I see Pudgy. It's like a snow Bengal cat that I see in the evenings. Comes by, and he's always like, you know, just comes by, says hello, spins around in circles, wants pets. It's really funny.
I got a cat. He likes to play with these fish that my wife bought. They're like put catnip inside them, and they have like a mechanism that makes them flop around on the ground.
Oh yeah.
And then he loves that shit. He's just all over it. He's just trying to rip open the fish, trying to get the catnip out of there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they go nuts for that stuff. You have a laser?
Yeah, and
Play with
laser
the
pointer
laser?
is his favorite. Some cats don't care for it, but
Yeah,
he
it
can't
depends
get
on the
enough of
cat.
it.
My cat Crash freaking loves the laser to the point of like he doesn't. Well, she doesn't know her own like when to stop. Like if I keep going, she'll keep going.
Actually, I'm gonna run him right now and see if I can get him to run up the stairs. Try to run him like every day so he can get some exercise in.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, it's funny. Like Crash is right next to me. Like I have an art table and then a chair, and she's sleeping in the chair right now.
What kind of ink you use? Brand or whatever.
Um, well, right now I'm using Pelican.
Pelican?
It's Pelican with a K instead of a C. Um, it's okay. It's like it used to be my favorite ink, but much like what I used initially was Higgins Black Magic, and right now I have Pelican and I have Higgins, but I want to pick up some new ink. Um, and I put out the word. Like I asked a bunch of people on Facebook and whatnot. I think I also did it on Twitter, and a lot of the replies came back, and I'm gonna. It's like something star. Um, I wrote it down somewhere, like in my list to go get that ink next.
What do you
Because
prefer usually?
well, I was preferring Pelican, but I pick up the whatever it is, 30-ounce bottle, like the big bottle, and it's a little watered down for my taste. Like this is a let's see if you can see. Um, it says Pelican, it's upside down, but but yeah, it's not as solid as it once was. Like using a quill, it definitely comes out dark, but if once you go in and with the brush and fill in the big black areas, it's not as thick black as I like it. So I'm going to try a few others. Hopefully, I'll just try the main one people were saying, and if that works, I'll go with that. Because I really like a solid black matte finish.
Mm-hmm.
EJB says maybe WNN Black Star. Yeah, I think it's called Black Star. So is that Winsor Newton Black Star? Because maybe there's a different Black Star. I'm not sure. I wrote it down. It's in one of my lists. Just don't have it handy. Um, but yeah, it's like, because I'm really picky about the quality of the finish of what I'm working on, as well
Some
as
people mix them.
yeah, what I do is I leave what I use for the brush. I leave that open for a certain amount of time so
Mhm.
that a lot of the water in it evaporates and it becomes thicker. But you gotta watch it, because if it gets too thick, then it's just a clump. Um, but I use it straight out of the bottle for quill, because quill, you're digging into the page itself, and it's usually fine.
Yeah, I think the majority of my books were done with quill for the inks.
Mr. Rodney Ramos.
Yeah.
I met Rodney up at Valiant way back when, 90 whatever it was.
I met him a few times.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I actually got him in trouble once. Um, you want to hear the story?
Sure.
So yeah, so Bob Layton was in charge. Who you had work on your book, and Don Perlin was like his assistant, or the other guy working there. Um, and Rodney Ramos was a full inker. I was just inking backgrounds for Riot. Um, I wasn't even there a full year or whatever. It was like 8 months, 10 months, whatever it was. But Rodney gave me a couple of pages. He's like, can you do the backgrounds on this for tomorrow? And I was like, sure. And I don't know what got into me, but I just started inking one of the pages, and I finished it.
Nice.
And I didn't touch the other page at all. And I went in the next day, and he looked at it, and he's like, "Peter, what'd you do?" And it's like, then he's like, "Okay, let me go talk to Bob. He's not gonna love it." And I see him walk, and like the Valiant offices were big. It was a whole office floor, and I could see him walking up to Bob, way across the office, and Bob turning immediately red, and then like waving his arms. And a little later, I saw Rodney, and I was like, "So how'd it go?" He's like, Bob went ballistic. He's like, "Why are you having guys ink the pages? I give you the work to ink the page, blah blah blah." It's like, I just want the freaking ink full pages for Valiant, but they never gave me the opportunity. Yeah. And I was like, "Oh well."
Yeah, he's a talker. I've talked to Rodney Ramos a few times. That's actually why I hired him, because I got along with him.
Yeah, yeah, he's a good guy, and he's inked so many things. A lot of people know him from Trans Metropolitan, a bunch of other books, lots of stuff from all in DC.
Hmm. Started doing that. What was that book? Toxic Avenger.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that?
Well, I remember the movies. I think I've seen, like ads for the comic. I'm not even sure. Is that like Dynamite doing it now, or something?
I don't know if they're
Not
redoing it now, but there's actually a movie coming out again, a remake.
Uh, yeah, yeah.
It's already been
Um,
filmed.
oh yeah. The funny thing back in the day, um, EJB says my mistake. Black Star is from PH Martin's. Yeah, I think that's definitely that's it. PH Martin is the Black Star ink that's supposed to be really really good. Um, Back in the day, I have a friend who was an actor, and they asked him if he wanted to be Toxic Avenger for the third Toxic Avenger movie. He
Mm-hmm.
said he went to where they were filming it, and he went on set, and he's like, there was all these topless girls around there, and that was nice, but he turned it down. He's like,
I didn't know there
I
was
don't
a
want to
third
be like,
film.
yeah, there's third film made. Um, he's like, I don't want to, if this becomes a hit or, keeps going, I don't want to be, behind this makeup as Toxic Avenger.
No thanks.
No, thank you.
He's too good
Like
for
the
that.
scenery is nice. Yeah. Well, the biggest thing he was in was it Brian De Palma directed um what was it? The Tom Wolfe book. Barbarians at the Gate, was it? Tom Hanks movie? I forget
Tom
if
Hanks
that's
movie.
what. Yeah, I forget if that's what it was called. Um, but it was like we're going back, like probably the 90s. um, there was a scene in the very beginning of the movie that took place in the World Financial Center, which is west of the World Trade Center, at least back when there was a World Trade. Um, and it began outside and ended inside, which was there was because I worked a couple of years in a company in that building, and they had a giant atrium slash mini mall slash just big open area that they flew in via helicopters and a bunch of palm trees. Um, and he was in that scene. What made it cool was he was in the very beginning of the scene and at the very end of the scene because it was all one take.
Mm.
So I never got into acting myself, but it's like I lived in New York, so I had a little taste of some things.
I was on I was on a pilot of a TV show once, but I never really made it anywhere. It was
Oh
like
yeah,
remember Taxi Cab Confessionals? Remember that?
right.
It
Like
was
HBO
similar to
or
that,
something.
but it was like
Yeah.
they were filming people that were cutting hair. So I sit there in my
Oh.
chair and I'm gonna get my hair cut, and then they put this big camera in my face and started asking me questions. And
Um.
I don't know, I was really nervous. This guy had a really big camera in my face, and he was like practically like just like a foot away from me, and I just could not get any words out. I was just like stuttering or whatever. I couldn't even form a complete sentence. So it didn't go
Yeah.
well, and I never made it into the pilot. But it looked all right, I guess.
I guess. Yeah. Uh, I'm not sure
Armchair
if they use
Confessionals or
big cameras
something. I
like that
forgot what the
anymore.
hell the name of it was, but I could have been a star, Peter, but I could not get a sentence
Oh
out.
man.
So, Justin, tell us about your crazy ex-girlfriend, and I was like, like, "All right, thanks for that, Justin." I'm like, "Oh, fuck."
Yeah. She gonna be big, Justin. Just you wait. When this episode airs.
So I wasn't meant to be on television. YouTube star, maybe.
There you go. Talk about smokes all the time.
Yeah. Took a while to get to this point, you know?
Yeah. Oh man, you gotta really just sell yourself the first time around because there's no proof that you'll deliver.
Yeah, that's why I launched with everything completed. I
Yeah.
figured that would
and
entice
that
people
will
to
do
back a
good
first timer.
once your goal is reached and you deliver, they'll definitely appreciate all that. But it's like, some people don't get any respect until they do their first trade, like 6 books, because you're coming out of nowhere. You're not a full-fledged company.
Coming out of left field.
Coming out of left field. But, you have quality artists, obviously, you hire a lot of known names, and you have, Mike Barron writing your books. So you have a lot of things going for you that others haven't had, Just
Yeah,
keep
he's
plugging
helping me
away.
promote as well.
Yeah, that's a good thing. That's,
We'll see how it goes. I hope he gets on the EVS's stream today and gets to promote. There's a lot of people on that stream, so you don't know what's gonna happen.
That's the thing. It's like, I didn't realize how many people EVS had. It's like, oh Jesus, it's a lot of people. Landon says, I still can't get no respect, I tell you.
Ronnie Dangerfield?
Yeah.
That was my dad's favorite.
Yeah,
Back to School, I like that one.
Back to School was funny. Yeah. Okay, I think I gotta go. I'm getting messages now. It's this is much longer than my typical, so I made some good progress on this. So I'll be tackling this week until I get it done. Like I said, 200th episode, I'm gonna have people on to promote their comic. Hey Didi, welcome. Oh, thank you for the kitties, stray cats. Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate you, Didi.
Oh, that was nice, Didi.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going on another 10 days to get all the stray cats on this block fixed. There's so many stray cats in this town, stray cats and stray dogs. And my block has gotten out of hand, so definitely want to help fix that problem. And have gotten a bunch of pledges from people, so we'll definitely make that happen. Get as many fixed as possible. The hard part is going to get a couple of them. Now I'm getting calls. Okay, I got to run.
All right, let's wrap this up.
Yeah, take care, everybody. I'll see you again tomorrow at 4. And no guests this week. Just rambling and working as usual.